Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our Globant's career panel. Today we have two special guests. We have Annika Sanin. Annika is from our New York office. Annika leads the design team in the US, and we're very happy to have you. So, welcome, Annika.
Thank you, Merce. Nice to be here.
And Oscar Lopez. Oscar is a data engineer from our Bogota office. So very happy to have you here, Oscar.
Hey, thanks for inviting me, Mercedes, and nice to meet you,
It's
to you
great to
and
be
Anika.
here. It's great to be here and meet you as well. We're very excited about this opportunity to share your experience at Globant. We have discussed a little bit before, and share what your trajectory, what you have done so far, what your experience has been, so that people within Globant and also outside Globant can understand a little bit more about what we do and why careers are as important as they are to us. And I think it's the best way to describe that is from your own experience. So maybe we can start by sharing how you started at Globant and how that experience went for you. I know for both of you it's been years at Globant, but why don't you just start by describing, maybe Annika, could you start your first steps at Globant and how that felt?
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much again. So I started at Globant about 6 years ago, and I came in through an acquisition of a company called We Are Experience. It was a small service design consultancy that had offices in the UK and in the US. And we got acquired, I believe, in 2015, 2016, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So it was definitely quite a journey to join Globant as a company. Of course, when you're coming in through an acquisition, there are a lot of different tensions that employees deal with. You know, I do think that one of the things that was really appealing about Globant was how culturally diverse it was. With so much presence in Latam as well as in Europe, and so that to me felt very comfortable, being from Latin America myself as well. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a journey. We really, I guess, at the beginning had some struggles to integrate, just like any new company does. I mean, you're coming from a company of, a few people to join a global company, as Globant is, and even larger today. But I think that we had a lot of wonderful support from the different teams at Globant, in order to get acquainted with our new reality of being a part of such a massive company. So that's kind of my backstory, but yeah, really happy about where I am today, and I can share a little bit more later on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great to hear, because as we were discussing before, um, when companies integrate, sometimes those processes are, they have their complexities, and I think
Mhm.
it's, as we were saying, it's a decision somebody else made. So I think it's super valuable that you shared your insights, as you made a choice day after day, and it was to stay and to grow, and probably learned, met people, and had access to a bigger universe of complexities as well, but of interesting experience and meeting people. And
Yeah,
as you said, that meeting diversity as well.
absolutely. Yeah, and I think that, back to another topic that we were covering before, one of the
Mm-hmm.
things that we were mentioning, and I think Oscar will talk a little bit more about that, but it's one thing that was very surprising to me when we first joined Globant was the tenure of a lot of people at Globant. So you seem
Mm-hmm.
to have people that have been at Globant for a really long time, which coming from different companies, it's shocking to see someone stay, in a company for that long, especially younger people. So I think that might be a good segue to Oscar's story, because it's definitely something that I find is very unique at Globant, and that I've seen a lot of. So I think it'll be a
Yeah,
good story to tell.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, Oscar, do you want to share with us a little bit of your own experience?
Yes, sure, sure. Um, I need to go back some several months before joining Globan in 2011, at the end of the year. I just arrived, came back from London. I was studying English, and I was thinking, okay, I need to work on a company that requires to work in English, so I could practice my the language and everything that I studied. Right. First, I joined to a company, but it was a local company, and I asked them, okay, do you have some projects in English, some international clients? And they say, no, we don't have anything. So I stayed there just for 6 months because I didn't want to lose the usage of to lose the practice of English, right? So I started to look just job offers in the language. So by that time, there was LinkedIn. I think it didn't exist. There is a local jobs page.
Yeah.
Let's call it that way. And they only had like two offers. I remember at that time, two offers in English. And I said, okay, let's apply to both of them. For one, the offer was to go to Holland, work for a while, and come back to Colombia. So, and I asked them, okay, what's the company about? And they said, okay, no, we provide outsource to the technological or outsource to a chip company, a naval chip company in Holland. So I said, okay, interesting. So I will go and come back to Holland. Not bad. And then I saw the other offer, and it was Globant. And said, okay, let's see, Globant. Um, the web page of Globant was cooler, and they offer a variety of projects. And I said, oh, okay, that's important for me because if I don't want or I would like to choose, I don't know if I can choose, there are different kinds of projects. All right. So, okay, I started the process with the other company, but I went there. I say I saw everything, and I said, okay, no, I will start always working for the same client, even if I travel permanently. Okay, and I said, Globant, I when I saw Globant, I don't know if I can travel, but I see that the offices look cooler, and they weren't that cool at that time as they are now.
Yeah.
Oof, there is
Yeah,
a
we were just
big difference.
starting.
Exactly. Yes.
Hmm.
And okay, I applied for them. I passed in the first place, but when I went to take the interview in Gloan, I saw the office that wasn't that cooler, but was cool anyways. I said, oh, very interesting. I don't know, and they have different types of clients. I said, okay, maybe I could choose. Okay, but at the end, I decided to choose Gloan, and it happened on March on 2012. So 10 years ago, a bit more than 10 years.
Wow.
Eh, yes, an
A long
eternity.
time, and congratulations on your 10 years.
Thank
And
you.
you were mentioning how many projects have you been part of during this 10 years?
Around 6 or 7.
Uh-huh.
Um, some of them were only 6 months, others were 1 year, 2 years. And the last one that has been the longest one, I have been in this project for 3 years and counting.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yes, so different types of project, different kinds of experience. Fortunately, I had the opportunity to travel that I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect that from happening soon when I arrived Globant, but it happened fortunately, and yes, I would like to keep having this kind of experience, and more especially since we have been at home from a very long time.
Yes.
I miss the experience to watching other people, even if the office here in the country or other countries, because it's really fun,
Amazing.
really fun for me.
Amazing. What about you, Annika? What was it like when you started 6 years ago, and how have you seen that evolution and the projects and the different experiences that you have had?
Yeah, I mean, I've certainly also been in many projects. Our projects on the design side of things often tend to be a little bit more fast paced. I guess depending on the project, but anything from ed tech to financial services to retail. We've done, or I've participated in a lot of these projects. I think that one thing that I've told people when they ask me about Globant and about the variety and what a career path looks like at Globant. And this is something that I was talking to a friend of mine that also came through the same acquisition as I did, is that Globant has kind of like this choose your own adventure type of feel to it. And I think that what I try to tell people when I'm hiring new folks for the team is that you have to be very proactive, or as proactive as you want to be about the path that you want at Globant and the type of projects that you want to work. You'll always have the support that you need, hopefully from your leadership, but I think we give a lot of autonomy to people to choose the type of path that they want to follow. And I think that being such a big company and having so many clients, like that's another thing that was very impressive to me when I first started at Globant, is that it's kind of you name the type of client and Globant is working with them to some capacity. So there's really a lot of agency to kind of create your own path and work in the type of projects that you find interesting, depending on whether which skills you want to use, as well as what industry you want to you're interested in as well. So
Yeah, that's amazing, and I think it's something that when we talk to Globers from different countries or different studios or different expertise, fields of expertise, we all agree on that. The international flavor, the projects, the clients, the ability to choose your career path or to change internally, or to the autonomy that we want people to embrace their projects, and to be passionate about a project or a cause, or could be technology design, it could be innovation, or any of our fields of expertise. We were also discussing before how there's this very special something about Globant, that regardless of the country we are, regardless of the location or the field that or studio we belong to, or area in my case, there's always this secret sauce that Glowant has. What is that for you? How do you perceive it through your own experience? What would you say that feels? How does that resonate to you?
Huh. I think that it goes back to what I was mentioning before. I think it's every team is so different. Every project is just so different, and I think it's really about just kind of choosing the type of experience that you want to have and just seeing what kind of impact you can have in each team. And I think that what the secret sauce would be to me is um, I guess the trust that we put in people to create that experience and the autonomy that we give
Mhm.
people to use their skills differently in different projects, and to bring the experience that they've gained working in one industry to their next project in a completely different context. So I think that really is what has made it very special for me, and what I've seen also has worked really well for people in my team.
That's great.
For me, the secret sauce has different ingredients. One is that you are the commander of your destiny in Globant.
Hmm.
Uh, my experience was that I joined Globant as a Java developer, and I was working as a Java developer for several years already. Okay, I continue working as a Java developer, but there were some presentations from other studios. At that time, there was a pretty new studio called Big Data, right? I remember Sabina Schneider was doing the presentation, and I thought, oh, that's new and interesting. And it led me to think that I would I needed a technical switch, technical change. So I started studying, contacted her. I spoke with other people, new people in the studio. I took some trainings, and then I started to work in some projects as a so-called data engineer, but I didn't have the role yet. So I took the exams, studied more, and then I did the switch to that new role. This is one part of the things that you can do in Learn. You can switch the roles if you want, right? When I took that role, I started to ask to be in more projects as a leader, right? And I had the chance to reject some projects. Fortunately, that I saw okay, they won't lead me to the career path that I need as a data engineer or data architect, and the projects came on. So I was in other projects, small ones, shorter ones, and then I joined to the last project where there was nothing to do. Basically, there was nothing at the beginning. We had to build it from scratch. Scratch, sorry. That project is Gray Mines. That helped me as well to understand how a project is conceived from the beginning, and you realize how the things are done when you don't have anything. And my leaders have told me, okay, you are the one to that needs to propose. You are the not only the no, not the guy that receives that is does that is being to do, right? Okay, that the client. Uh, Please do that thing. Now I am the person that needs to tell them what to do. That's a very big difference as well. You can do that as well in Globant, because basically the idea of Globant as well is to be partners of your clients, partners with okay with the people that with the companies that decide to work to Globant, and that's another big difference. Other ingredient in the secret sauce is that the variety of people that you work with, people from different countries, right?
Hmm.
Is hard to find it in a local company. But since Globan started first in Argentina and then started to create branches in several offices, is almost it's a fact that you need to work with people from other countries. And it's pretty cool because you always have like the jokes regarding the same word that have one meaning in Colombian and have another meaning in Argentina, for example. Some opportunities that where the people can go to the office and visit the other offices. You can work from there. Um, and yes, learn to about beliefs from people from these other places. And I think that being kind is a very strong cultural part of the company. Uh, so it's difficult to find someone that is not nice in Loan.
I
Yes.
I especially love that last part because I think it's true. What makes Luan special is the people and that culture that you know you're at Globant, even if you're in an office in Pune, you're in an office in Madrid, you're in an office in New York, in Brazil, you know you're at Globant because people have that pattern that you just mentioned, Oscar. So I think it's amazing that you're sharing, your own experiences. And is there something you would like for the future? Just I think we need to be brief, but if there's something that you would like, or uh, something that you envision, or that you think, this is something I'd like to try out, or I would like to continue doing more of a certain thing, what is your vision there?
Should I start?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that we want to continue to do in the U.S. is to bring that culture that we've seen is so prominent in LATAM, where Globant started. I think we want to give people visibility that is also something that happens here, right? And regardless of the different studios that are a part of this culture, I think that what you've mentioned is Globant has a lot of extremely talented people, extremely kind people all over the globe, and that's something that makes the company very unique. So we're trying to make that a little bit more visible here, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that my part in that through design is to start kind of building a culture where design is at the core of what we do and how we position ourselves at Globant to people that want to come work for us. So that's kind of where a very long-winded way of answering your question, Merce, but that's kind of what I see in the future is giving more visibility here in the US of the wonderful culture and the wonderful talent that we have here at Globant.
Amazing, amazing. And you're the ones making it beautiful. Whatever you do, you from the design team make it beautiful. So that's I think a beautiful, um you're at the core, definitely. There's no way you couldn't be at the core. So I love what you said. So thanks. And Oscar, what about you?
Okay, in the short term, is that help to the project that I'm currently working on to reach a more mature level in terms of data. Since I have been some years in that field, but I know that I still don't know. So I still need to learn more and apply this new knowledge to the project that I am, and then expand that knowledge to other projects, either being involved on them directly or helping other leaders to continue the practice, since data is a very interesting, mm, how can I say, practice again, because all the projects depends on data as well, basically. And it has so much power and it has so much difficulties. It has so many technologies. There are so many things to learn that I still want to keep learning. But anyways, applying this knowledge and maybe having a pool of leaders that from different projects, so I can help them and guide them as well. And of course, continue expanding the knowledge on the culture of data for the clients. Yep, that's the
So I,
idea.
I loved what you both shared, because it speaks about generosity of making others visible, and also continue learning and expanding that knowledge. And I think that's also one of our characteristics that we were just mentioning. So thanks for everything you shared. I think we're on time. So thank you so much for being here, for being present, for sharing your stories, and for the generosity that you both brought to the table. And it was also very very the idea was that this was going to flow so that it wasn't going to be a structured conversation and it flowed. So I appreciate it. I hope that Globers and non-Globers who want to become Globers will enjoy your experience and benefit from it. So thank you very much for being here. And I want to say, we will continue also after this interview listening to the amazing stories about Globers from EMEA and India in the pre-recorded interview that's coming next. So thank you very much for staying tuned, and great meeting you, Oscar and Annika. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Merce. Glad to be here.
Thanks to you, and you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Welcome to Globant's Career Month panel for EMEA and India. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into these true Glober stories and learn about the career possibilities you can find here at Globant. I'm glad to introduce you to Lionel Fernandez Roca, Experience Director from Globant Spain, Ravi Ramani, Technical Director from Globant UK, and Sonali Kulkarni Palkar, VP of Technology from Globant India. Welcome, everyone. Now let's go to the questions. How did you start your career here at Globant?
I joined Globant back in 2014 as a technical manager and have been part of various engagements where I'm leading accounts, taking responsibility of a solution architect, building the capacity and getting teams set and growing and helping in terms of doing the best practices and so on. It has been great so far and have been doing the playing different roles, interacting with different regions and different engagements and so on. Thanks.
So I started at Globant in early 2013. At the time in Argentina, UX was sort of an emerging topic. So there wasn't a lot out there in terms of either learning or work opportunities. I was contacted by great people in the design studio, and they invited me to both join as well as to contribute on building what was then a growing UX discipline. And it was a match made in heaven. For me, it was the opportunity I've been looking for years to specialize and grow.
I joined Globant a couple of years back. I was traveling on a holiday, and I had a message from Globant on LinkedIn, and I was bored from a previous job, so I decided to speak to the Globant talent people, and then I subsequently met a couple of Globers from the tech team, and yeah, I sensed the DNA was quite different than the obvious consulting company out there in the market. A little bit crazier, a little bit different. And I felt that it was something different that I wanted to go for, and I decided to join Global.
What was your journey like so far, and in which role or area do you see yourself in the next few years?
So my first projects were with a large US telco, and shortly after that, I was entrusted with the role of design and UX lead for an airline. It was there that I truly started working with diverse teams in different parts of the world, and I loved it. I never looked back. From there on, I worked in projects for various sectors: government, financial services, personal care, insurance. I was able to travel the world, learning from others with each passing project, and always being challenged to be a better professional. Eventually, I had the opportunity to relocate to Spain, where I'm currently at. And today I wear several hats. I lead UX and design for our European and Middle Eastern operations. I'm responsible for Globant's relationship with a client where we have over 100 Globers. and I'm in charge of creating solutions for new business opportunities for Southern Europe. Looking into the future, what I'd like to do is to be able to provide opportunities and help people to grow professionally in whatever shape or form I'm able to. I feel I was very lucky here that there were people who believed in me and gave me chances to learn and develop my career. And I feel it's now my responsibility to do the same. Lately, I'm beginning to focus that growth around breaking down silos of different types, disciplines, gender, geography, hierarchy. I feel very privileged that my professional training involved research, and that had me learn ways to minimize bias. So I hope that helps me in turn to help others do the same.
So being a technology director, I wear multiple hats majority of the time to really whatever it takes to deliver value to a project, to a client, or solve a challenge. But I absolutely love designing, building systems, architecture, things on a piece of paper, and leading the way through to technical strategy and other strategy to make it happen in life, and see it delivering value for our projects, for our clients. And that's what keeps me happy. Uh, I worked with variety of industries in the last 2 years. Whereas it's an e-commerce platform for a car manufacturer, or public sector in the UK, or now more recently financial services, which I'm absolutely loving. And I want to continue doing what I'm doing at the same time, grow and sort of bring more innovation to the table. We have a very ambitious roadmap in the UK, and absolutely delightful to be part of this roadmap to keep growing and delivering value for our clients in the UK.
I started my journey with very interesting engagement where we had to build a completely new platform for women in India who would help, which would help them to build their career paths. Someone who is not able to get the mentorship at their house, they are looking for such kind of forum or a platform which would help them, provide them mentorship, provide them guidance on what career they should choose, what are the avenues, what kind of courses, and so on. So we built this platform for one of the customers where it will inspire women to decide on their career, would help them, will build their successful journey in their careers, and so on. After that, I took care of a lot of different engagements into different domains. It was in edge computing, e-commerce, banking, or even on the core engineering side. Currently, I'm wearing multiple hats. I head Scalable Platform Studio in India, where we have different server-side technologies, skilled people, taking care of getting new people, building capacity, taking care of different innovations in the TDC, which include tech innovation, various initiatives around diversity and inclusion, mentorship, and so on. So it has been quite exciting when you see your organization is growing, your teams are growing, and you have different set of challenges to be able to scale with the growth. So it has been quite interesting to find solutions and look for different ways of automation, at the same time keeping the same culture in place.
Which was your favorite project so far? And what kind of projects are you looking forward to experiencing here at Globant?
So every project I worked so far had an aspect of learning, which as a technologist is quite key for me, and that's been fantastic. So I truly enjoyed every single piece of work I have sort of worked with, and more than that, I would say that being part of such a vibrant team globally, I have really learned something from every single Glober I have worked with or interacted with one way or the other. And that's what I love about Globin. Going forward, I really want to keep delivering the reinvention, as we say, for our sort of projects and clients across the globe, and can keep doing them more and more, bringing more innovation on the table, and just keep delivering the value that we've been doing for over the last few years.
Going forward, I would like to continue to have my focus on the growth, the way we are scaling, the way we are adding more talent in our organization. It's important that our DNA, our culture gets passed through each and every global. We maintain the global connect. We are able to address their challenges. We are able to inspire them so that they deliver great in terms of the quality, in terms of the timeline, and so on. At the same time, it helps them in their development as well. So, working on different training programs, different initiatives on the practices front, which would help our globals to keep upskilling on different skills, and identifying different strategies which would help us to scale and continue with this growth.
So my favorite project has to be the one I'm in right now, leading teams in various financial entities around the world. And the reason is due to the people involved. I work with an amazing group of leaders whom I've had the great fortune of seeing them grow into who they are today. And I feel very proud to see them pass on a culture of providing opportunities, of professionalism, of dropping everything to help others when they need to. There are people in that team who, when we started working together, had never led others, and some whose career were kind of like stuck. And then seeing them today and the road they've gone through, it just fills me with joy. I hope I keep being able to be involved in projects that allow me to provide others with those opportunities to reach personal and professional growth. As for me, helping others, it just makes everything worthwhile.
Today, we discussed career paths some of our Globers were able to find and pursue here at Globant. Are you looking for a boost in your career? Are you eager to change the industry you're working for? Is your dream to move abroad and work from another country? Are you looking to specialize in one technology or learn multiple ones? Choose your own adventure here at Globant. And stay tuned for more inspiring talks, debates, and workshops here at Globant's Career Month. Thank you.